Hallo Freunde und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Trains World 5 hier auf meinem Kanal und in dieser Folge auch auf dem DTG-Kanal. Alle Zuschauer, die dort eingeschaltet haben. Schönen guten Abend und ich wurde gebeten, mit euch auf die Maintalbahn zu gehen. Die ist aktuell im Angebot für 80%. Also da könnt ihr einen richtigen Schnapper machen und die Strecke, die lohnt sich da auf jeden Fall auch. 51 Minuten fahren wir hier im Journey-Modus. Einmal die Strecke ab mit dem D-Zero Classic und ja, dann schauen wir mal. Dann habt ihr noch ganz viele andere Rabatte. Aktuell Angebot. 80% ist hier wirklich die Eis- oder die Eisbergspitze, Bergspitze mit der Maintalbahn. 70% auf der Harlem Line, Birmingham Cross City und Oakville Subdivision. 60% bekommt ihr auf die TSW Core Routes, also die Antelope Valley, Vorarlberg, Scotsman und Vectron. Dann auf die Southeastern Highspeed und Cajon und Kassel. West Cornwall, Tees Valley, Peninsula, Corridor, Bakerloo Line, Arosa-Linie und die Tube-Stock für 60%. Die Blackpool Branches hat Oh, wir sind mit 612 unterwegs. Das ist ja nett. Ja, machen wir. Jetzt muss ich erstmal wieder hier checken, wie ich das Ding aufrüste. Ich habe nämlich ewig nicht mehr gefahren, aber das müsste alles passen soweit. Gut, dann machen wir die Türen auf. Dann geht er gleich los hier. So, 50% Ruhr-Sieg Nord, Rhein-Ruhr-Osten, also ganz viel deutsches Zeug hier für 50%. Main-Spessart, Great Western, Bernina, Midland, Mainline, Bremen, Oldenburg, Köln, Aachen, Spirit of Steam, Hauptstrecke Hamburg, die Cascade Circle Line und Horseshoe-Korf. 45% kriegt ihr aktuell bei der linken Rheinstrecke, der Azala Express New York Trenton, die Thameslink 700, die Santa Fe F7, Loco Add-on Bundle 1 und 2 und der Holiday Express. Dann habt ihr noch 40% auf der Sömmering und 5 Circle, 35 bei Rosenheim, Long Island Railroad, die neue Suffragate Line auch mit 35 dabei, 30% bei der Niddertalbahn. Wieso sind die Türen nicht auf? Ja, auf den Knopf drücken, ne? Dann geht das. Und dann muss ich hier vorne mal einen Netzschalter noch anmachen. Neigetechnik haben wir hier nicht, aber ich mache sie trotzdem mal an. 20% Dot Class 158 und die 323 und dann habt ihr auf das Cargo Line Volume 2 Update oder DLC auch nochmal 15%. Also ihr könnt ordentlich Schnapper machen. Es sind sehr, sehr gute Angebote mit dabei, die sich auf jeden Fall lohnen. Um mal vorbeizuschauen. Wir sind immer noch pünktlich. Hab ich noch irgendwas vergessen? Nee, eigentlich nicht. Da können wir noch einen machen. Und die da hinten wenigstens auch Licht. Anschlüssel noch. Ah. Ja, ich habe die Kiste schon wieder lange nicht mehr gefahren. GZB und SIFA müssen wir noch anmachen. Uns direkt mal befreien. Und dann geht es mit 18 raus hier Richtung Aschaffenburg. Sehr schöne Strecke hier. Nebenbahn, Charakter. Hier gibt es einiges zu tun. Ui. Ui, nicht so schnell. Da kann man eine dynamische Bremse. Mal wieder Gas geben. Und einmal 50 erwarten. Hat eine Zweitafel gefehlt, glaube ich. Ich mag die Strecke und irgendwie auch gerade so richtig schönes, also das Wetter hier gefällt mir gerade ganz gut. Das passt irgendwie. Eigentlich eher so zu meiner... So, da sind alle Mastschilder dran, die dran gehören. Die 50 haben wir schon. Ich hoffe, das ist keine von den Fahrten, die blockieren, weil es gibt nämlich eine Fahrt, glaube ich, aber das dürfte die nicht sein von der Uhrzeit her, wo wir hier oben nicht weiterfahren können. Weil da ein anderer Zug blockiert. Das ist aber gar kein Problem mehr, weil wir im Fahrplanmodus quasi unterwegs sind. Und dann können wir Züge löschen, die blockieren. Das ist ja der TSW 5 möglich. Das ist für Hamburg-Lübeck ein ganz praktisches Gimmick. Und immer wenn ihr die 218 mit den Doppelstockwagen auf anderen Strecken habt, vertragen sich da ja immer nicht so ganz. Dresden-Riese haben wir das ja schon mal gehabt. Und möchte an der Stelle auch vielleicht nochmal darauf aufmerksam machen, wenn ich ja hier jetzt auch bei DTG quasi live bin. Ihr könnt bei mir auf dem Kanal gerne vorbeischauen. Gebt einfach mal Ramagani in die Suchleiste ein. Über 900 Folgen Trains in World in der Playlist. Und dann haben wir auch noch fast 130 Folgen in Livestreams. Immer so 4 Stunden circa gehen. Also bei mir könnt ihr noch ganz, ganz viel Material euch anschauen. Und eigentlich ganz cool, dass wir ja auch mit der 612 durch die Gegend fahren, aber ich hatte jetzt eigentlich eher mit dem Disero gerechnet. So, weiter geht's. Laudenbach. Mir ist gerade in den Kopf geschossen, ob ich die Strecke in der Realität schon mal gefahren bin, aber geht ja gar nicht, weil ich ja nur elektrische Lokomotive fahre. Und da fehlt hier eine Kleinigkeit, glaube ich, auf der Strecke hier, nämlich die Oberleitung. Aber einmal Siefer. Bin noch da. Vorteil natürlich mit der 612 ist, dass wir da eher den Fahrplan halten können, weil das Ding ja doch im oberen Geschwindigkeitsbereich ein bisschen besser unterwegs ist als ja die Zero. Aber der Fahrplan ist hier eh sehr eng gestrickt. Auch dadurch, dass wir natürlich hin und wieder die Geschwindigkeit verlangsamen müssen, weil wir Überholungen oder Kreuzungen haben teilweise. Gehen wir mal auf die 120 hoch, dann lassen wir rollen. Leicht bergab geht's hier. Ich mag die Strecke. Finde die ganz niedlich. Ich mag ja so eine Nebenbahn. Also so auch die Niedertalbahn mag ich da deshalb unglaublich gerne, wegen dem, weil es halt Nebenbahnen sind, fahre ich einfach gerne. Ich glaube, das ist in der Realität als Lokführer auch total gemütlich, wenn man so Nebenbahnen fährt, weil da kennt man auch seine Fahrgäste irgendwann alle, ne? Nein, das ist, ich jetzt nicht auf der Nebenbahn, aber ich habe ja mal bei Transregio in meiner Ausbildung meine Praktikas gemacht. Das ist also zwischen Mainz und Köln. Und da hat man auch schon, wenn man bestimmte Züge gefahren hat, immer dieselben Leute gesehen. Und man hat sich auch tatsächlich begrüßt oder gegrüßt. Sehr oft. Also schon coole. Also ich glaube, das ist als. Macht schon Spaß, glaube ich, Nebenbahn fahren. Muss man aber auch Bock haben drauf, ne? Also mit Menschen auch umgehen. Also, oder mit Menschen auch. Ja, umgehen. Doch, umgehen kann man sagen, ne? Dazu machen. Sie lösen. Und auf geht's. Klingenberg. Da braucht ganz schön lange, bis er in die Puschen kommt. Aber dafür geht er auch gut ab, ne? Also seht mal, ich bin mit dem Zug noch nicht mal am Bahnsteig weg und habe schon die 40 erreicht. Wahnsinn. Geht gut ab, die Kiste. Die die 120 auch ein bisschen länger fahren. Das ist eine sehr gemütliche Strecke. Ich mag die. Ich mag die wirklich. Also das ist schon eine tolle Strecke. Bei 80%, ey, da macht ihr nichts verkehrt, Leute. Ich weiß jetzt, aber ich glaube, diesmal ist auch die Angebote auch im PlayStation und Xbox Store. Also ich habe jetzt gerade nochmal nachgeschaut. Tatsächlich Anfang Dezember soll das auf den Konsolen dann auch ein Angebot geben. Wie gesagt, mit der Strecke macht ihr nichts verkehrt. Da habt ihr so ein bisschen Nebenbahn, ein bisschen, 2 Fahrzeuge sind mit dabei, die V60 und die 640. Mit der V60 kann man hier so ein bisschen rumrandalieren, auch ein bisschen in Aschaffenburg in den Hafen fahren. Na, keine Leistung brauchen wir nicht. Lass noch ein bisschen rollen. Zum Hauptsignal dauert es zwar noch, aber auf 85 hätten wir eh bremsen müssen. Wegen PZB. Und dann haben wir auch halt erwarten. Dann werden wir jetzt wahrscheinlich eine Kreuzung bekommen. Nicht vergessen. Ganz wichtig. Ich will gerade mal gucken, was der Alex eigentlich noch haben wollte. Ah, okay, alles klar. Gut, machen wir. Ah, das Schwimmbad. Das ist die Wasserrutsche da, die bleibt mir immer, ist mir immer im Kopf, wenn ich an die Strecke denke. Wir sind weit vor Plan jetzt. Tatsächlich. Gar kein 500er hier? Ja, der fehlt doch, oder? Gehe ich schon am Bahnsteig jetzt hier kommen? Nicht, ne? Ah doch, können wir so stehen bleiben. Wunderbar. Passt doch. So, mal auf. Und dann gucken wir mal, was hier jetzt passiert. Wir stehen ja jetzt hier ein bisschen. Aber eigentlich gleich ein Gegenzug auch noch reinkommen hier. Ah, da fährt doch einer. Sehr schön. Aber noch. Vielleicht nochmal auf Collectible-Jagd gehen. Wobei es eigentlich nicht bringt, weil mein Account gerade gar nicht live ist. Aber ich glaube, das November, die November Collectibles, die habe ich auch, glaube ich, schon gesammelt. Wenn nicht, haben wir sie spätestens jetzt theoretisch gehabt. Gab es denn hier noch für Collectibles? Achtung, Bienen. Achso, ja, die Insektenhotels hatten wir noch. Ich bin schon die ganze Zeit immer so am Überlegen, ob ich mit dem Ding auch schon mal gefahren bin. Mit der 612, aber ich glaube ja, nach Winterberg oder Olsberg hieß das, bei Winterberg. Na. Dann können wir eigentlich die Bremsen schon mal halb lösen. Jetzt ist an, wieso ist eigentlich oben unsere Zugzielanzeige nicht an? Die hier überhaupt? Ich habe das Fahrzeug so lange nicht mehr gefahren. Weiß ich das immer gar nicht. Motorgruppe, Leutwerk. Okay, das habe ich auch noch nie ausprobiert. Keine Zugzielanzeige da. So, makaber. So, wo ist der Gegenzug? An, steigt da vorne? Ja, doch. Machen wir mal zu die Türen, dann schauen wir mal. Das sieht gerade so aus, als wäre der Zug blockiert. Ne, da ist ein Signal ist da. Also fährt er gleich weiter, der ist hier am Bahnsteig. Ein Word. Liegen wir mal kurz hin. Gucke mal. So, Einfahrt hat er auf jeden Fall mit Halt erwarten. Da ist die Einfahrt. Ah, da rollt er schon los, auch mit einer 612. Morgen, Herr Kollege. Der kann ich gerade machen. Ups, verkehrten Knopf gedrückt. So, wenn er gleich hier drin ist, können wir auch losdüsen. Aber hier lag tatsächlich kein 500 Hertz Magnet, ne? Keiner da. So, und raus geht's mit 60. Der 500er ist an, ne? Der ist so dunkel. Mal kurz warten hier. Muss Gas geben. Alter, ist der 500er jetzt an oder nicht? Ne, der ist aus. Aber er war an, ja, tatsächlich. Also war da noch ein 500 Hertz Magnet. Jetzt können wir auf die 60 hoch beschleunigen auch. Aber natürlich harte Verspätung, dadurch, dass wir auf den Zug dann noch warten mussten. Aber so weit nach Wörth ist es nicht. Auf geht's. Warten. Bedienen wir natürlich auch. Beeinflussung hätten wir nur bekriegt, wenn wir 105 gefahren wären. Sind wir aber nicht, also alles gut. Müssen jetzt ja eh auch schon anfangen zu bremsen. Auch fast noch pünktlich, aber alles, also per Definition, Deutsche Bahn sind wir ja eh alles unter 6 Minuten ist pünktlich. Bin da sogar noch ein bisschen großzügiger und sag bis alles unter 10 Minuten ist wirklich noch pünktlich. In letzter Zeit habe ich ja so einen Lauf mit den ICEs, also ich fahre relativ viel mit den ICEs durch die Gegend. Sind in letzter Zeit alle auch immer so in diesem 10-Minuten-Bereich unterwegs. Rechts. Zack. War ich wohl ein bisschen zu schnell mit der Leistung. Auf geht's. Erlenbach. Alter, ein bisschen zu schnell. Das ist nicht wild. Rollen wir wieder runter. Den km/h ist ja noch in Ordnung. Oh, wir müssen eh bremsen. Fast den Bahnhof jetzt verpennt. Oder den Haltepunkt. Ist ja kein Bahnhof. Hätten wir ja auch ein Einfahrsignal gehabt. Oh, ja, schon wieder pünktlich. Das lübt doch. So. Lösen. Und weiter geht's. Aber jetzt kommt als nächstes wieder ein Bahnhof. Landstoffwerke ist noch ein Bahnsteig. Dahinter kommt dann ein Bahnhof. Oh, auch wieder 120. Ah, nö, sieht nach Bahnhof aus da vorne. Guck mal, da kommt ein Signal und 60. Bin hier nicht so streckenkundig, also die Strecke kenne ich jetzt nicht aus dem FF. Dafür aber einige andere Strecken, die ich auch selber im realen Leben befahre. Unter anderem ja auch die Maintalbahn. In Frankfurt und Fulda. Und die linke Rheinstrecke ist an meiner Haus- und Hofstrecke. Oh, ich muss ein bisschen mehr bremsen, ne? Wir sind ja in der oberen Zugart. Ah, guck mal hier, ich habe recht gehabt. Glanzstoffwerke ist zwar im Bahnhof schon drin, aber das ist nochmal ein separater Bahnsteig. Ist doch gar nicht so blöd. Dann kriegen wir gleich wahrscheinlich wieder eine Kreuzung, weil Langsamfahrt und Halt erwarten lässt darauf schließen, dass wir eine Kreuzung kriegen. Und pünktlich sind wir auch wieder. Sehr schön. Das ist doch hier vorbildlich alles. Na komm, halt doch an. Brauchst ja nicht übertreiben hier, ne? Und gleich beim Losfahren aufpassen, weil wir jetzt im Wechselblinken sind. Das heißt restriktiv, wir dürfen maximal mit 45 gleich hier reinfahren. Im Idealfall natürlich 40, ne? Bleiben nämlich immer 5 km/h unter der Prüfgeschwindigkeit. Oder der überwachten Geschwindigkeit. Prüfgeschwindigkeit ist ja was anderes. Befreien werde ich mich jetzt nicht. Wegen der neuen Zugbeeinflussung. dann bleiben wir auf den 40, bis das Wechselblinken aufhören könnte, unter Umständen. Ein Nachteil in dieser Folge hier ist, dass ich wieder nicht weiß, wann ich die hochlade. Das heißt, ich kann jetzt hier überhaupt gar keine Themen ansprechen. Jetzt könnten wir zwar ein bisschen schneller fahren, aber der 500 Hertz Magnet, der kommt ja auch gleich noch. Das hier ist ja so einer der, in Anführungsstrichen, größeren Bahnhöfe hier auf der Strecke. Ich glaube, hier rangiert man auch teilweise ein bisschen mit der V60 rum. Alles richtig. Ein bisschen irritiert. Kommen wir jetzt auf das Gleis. Ah, guck mal, da vorne kommt schon der Gegenzug. Ah, wir nehmen das mal so hin. Ne? Aber normalerweise sollten die Züge eigentlich auf der anderen Seite aneinander vorbeigeführt werden. Warum das jetzt hier so gelöst ist, habe ich keine Ahnung. Ah, da kommt der 500er. Auf 40 Sekunden verspätet. Ausfahrt steht schon. Dann seht ihr hier auch schon, das ist so ungefähr die Mitte der Strecke hier. Man kann das hier auch sehr schön sehen. Bahnhöfe, das jetzt noch sind 1, 2, 3. Dann haben wir hier noch 4 und die Universität gibt es ja auch noch. Na? Jetzt aber. So, gib mir Leistung. Na, was hast du denn? Aber weil ich den Hebel nicht vorgelegt habe. So, Wechselblinken ist schon aus. Also wir könnten jetzt theoretisch 35 fahren. Weil der 500er, der leuchtet ja noch. Ja, jetzt sind wir wieder beim Wechselblinken. Das ist wirklich sehr, sehr schwach am Leuchten, der 500er. Er ist noch am Leuchten, sonst könnte ich mich nämlich befreien. Aber nicht. Jetzt ist er aus. So, jetzt können wir Gas geben. Viel heller geht das auch nicht, ne? Und so das Maximum. Jetzt sind wir aber hart verspätet. Meine Leistung schon mal raus. Weil wir dann jetzt auch gleich nur noch 100 fahren dürfen hier. Ganz kurzes Stück. Da kommt auch schon die Ankündigung. Die brauchen wir natürlich nicht quittieren. Ne? Wir quittieren immer die Zahlen 1 bis 9 oder 0,5 bis 9. Kann man ja auch sagen oder muss man dazu sagen. Wir müssen hier aber damit rechnen, dass wir natürlich einen Geschwindigkeitsprüfabschnitt irgendwo haben. Wenn wir da natürlich zu schnell drüber fahren, kriegen wir trotzdem eine Zwangsbremsung. Da muss man drauf achten. Jetzt bin ich ein bisschen sehr schnell noch unterwegs. Oh, da muss ich mal Vollbremsung machen hier. Das kam mir jetzt aber sehr schnell vor. War es aber eigentlich nicht. Auch nicht schlecht. Haben wir die Siefak. Also eine Bahnsteige finde ich mal ganz witzig. Gerade so breit, dass da zwei Menschen nebeneinander stehen können. Natürlich auch nicht ungefährlich durch die Situation mit dem Bahnübergang da. Aber da hier auf der Strecke nicht so viel Verkehr ist, kann man das auf solchen Strecken ruhig machen. Oh, warte, die Kamera will ich mal kurz haben. Was da unten drunter steht. Die Räder laufen heiß. Lok auf 2. Beingesicht. Okay. Ja, versucht mal witzig zu sein, ne? So, weiter geht's. Das ist Sulzbach. 5,1 Kilometer. Und wir dürfen sogar 120 direkt ausfahren hier. Also ruhig den Hebel auf den Tisch packen. So, dann schalte ich mal Leistung ab. Gerade so viel Leistung, dass wir noch Geschwindigkeit halten. Und eigentlich jetzt mal die Strecke hinzufügen von Aschaffenburg nach Hanau. Ja, gar nicht so lang, dann hätte man den Lückenschluss auch. Schon Wahnsinn, was wir inzwischen alles an Strecken haben. Echt bergab geht's hier. Ruhig ein bisschen noch rollen lassen. Bremsen kann die Kiste, ja. Ja, also ist ein bisschen tricky, weil man die Bahnsteige nicht direkt sieht, auch wegen dem Nebel. Aber da kommt er schon. Oder einmal rechts. So, Bremse lösen. Fahrbereit machen und auf geht's. Obernau, Bahnsteig. Ich glaube, die neue Just Trains Strecke, die gefällt euch allen ganz gut. Was ich hier so lese und dieses Feedback. Kann ich schon wieder abschalten. Obernau ist schon in Sichtweite quasi. Jetzt wollen wir ein bisschen zügiger bremsen hier. Aber das passt. Ich kein Problem. Wie gesagt, die Kiste, weil also wenn die 612 was kann, dann ist es Bremsen. Aber die wiegt ja auch nichts, die Kiste. Aber wie viele Tonnen hat die? 103 Tonnen, das ist ja nix. Da ist ja nichts zum Bremsen. So, dann kommen wir jetzt schon nach Aschaffenburg Süd, dann kommt die Hochschule und dann sind wir schon am Hauptbahnhof in Aschaffenburg. Mit leichter Verspätung. Da können wir mit umgehen. Lösen hier. Gut so. Und auf geht's. Sind wir natürlich richtig verspätet, weil ihr seht das oben schon, jetzt schon 4 nach und wir sollen ja wir haben noch 3 Kilometer vor uns. Aber wie gesagt, ich bin da. Ist ja nicht wie bei Train Simulator Classic, dass man Minuspunkte bekommt, wenn man unpünktlich ist. Die 100 denn auf einmal her? War noch gar nicht vorangekündigt, oder? Habe ich verpennt. Das kann natürlich auch sein. Und ist die Hafenbahn dazu? Da fahrt ihr auch mit der V60 runter, wenn ihr da die Fahrplanfahrten macht. Bei uns sollte es jetzt eigentlich gleich auf die linke Spur gehen. Ah ne, geht doch geradeaus. Ja klar, sonst hätten wir auch eine 60er Einfahrt bekommen können. Ne, ich glaube, die Weiche, die kann man mit 80 befahren. Hat sich gerade angehört wie so ein Rasenmäher, der an uns vorbeifährt. Oh, halt erwarten. Dann brauchen wir kein Gas mehr geben. Es sind schon relativ viele Züge entgegengekommen jetzt tatsächlich. War jetzt der 4. Wird auch wieder quittiert, ganz brav. Wenn wir vorhin noch Halt haben, dann noch mal ein bisschen bremsen, den 500er unterfahren. Sonst knallt das wieder. Hat keinen Beifall. Hui. Nach sollen wir hier wieder abfahren. Auf geht's zur Hochschule. Ui, das war jetzt mein Fehler. Wir waren ja noch in der 500 Hertz Überwachung. Das passiert. Das ist geil. Wie oft mir das nämlich hier im Spiel passiert. In der Realität passiert mir das ganz, ganz selten, dass ich da mal irgendwie Zwangsbremsung kassiere oder so. Na, da leuchtet noch. Ganz, ganz schwach sieht man das nur. So, jetzt sind wir befreit. Jetzt können wir auch Gas geben. Langsam von der Ort hin. Jetzt schon für die Einfahrt nach Aschaffenburg. Und dann sind wir schon an der Uni. Hier ist relativ viel los gerade. Einmal zurücktreten von der Bahnsteigkante, Freunde. Da kommt die Eisenbahn. Upp. Oh. Uns komplett wieder fahrbereit. Wir schnell wegkommen. Von der eingleisigen. Ah, ich war wieder zu schnell. Jetzt sind wir 45 km/h überwacht. Wechselblinken 1000 Hertz ist scharf. Schön langsam, geht auch noch 5 Promille bergab hier. Ui, ekliges Geräusch. Spurkranzschmierung würde hier mal gut tun. Langsam fahren und halt erwarten. Das Wetter finde ich schon, irgendwie passt das heute zur Stimmung. Weiß auch nicht. Vielleicht bin ich ja deprimiert. Nein, eher nicht. Oh. Leute. Die Maintalbahn auf jeden Fall mal gesehen. Greift da einfach zu, Leute. Also mit unter 10 Euro macht ihr hier auf der Strecke echt nichts verkehrt. Allein schon wegen den Layer lohnt sich das, dass wir von dem Disero, der ja auch noch teilweise auf anderen Strecken dann verkehrt. Als KI. Oh. Drüben fährt eine Railpool Vectron LZ. Ja, eigentlich hätten wir eine 30er Einfahrt kriegen müssen, wenn wir den Kopfgleis einfahren. Das ist gar nicht das Kopfgleis. Okay, ich habe nichts gesagt. So, den 500er haben wir weg. Passt. Halten wir an. Sehr schön. Und 2 Minuten Verspätung, also sind wir eigentlich noch pünktlich. per Definition. Wunderbar. Mal gucken, was ich nachher für ein Bild nehme als Thumbnail. Aber schade, dass die Zugzielanzeige bei der 612 hier nicht funktioniert. Finde ich echt schade. So, Türen zu. Und dann hoffe ich, ihr habt ein bisschen Spaß mit mir gehabt. Schaut gerne auf meinem Kanal vorbei. Einfach Ramagani die Suchleiste eingeben. Vielleicht lasst ihr ja sogar ein Abo da. Ihr könnt natürlich die Glocke aktivieren. Dann verpasst ihr nichts mehr. Lasst auch ein Abo hier bei DTG. Und dann wünsche ich euch jetzt noch einen schönen Abend. Und ich hoffe, ihr seid dann beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei. In dem Sinne, schönen Abend. Und ja, ich sage immer so schön reingehauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Trenton World 5 video, and I believe this may be on the Dovetail sales event as well, so hello to everybody. We're on the Blackpool branches route by the wonderful Just Trains, one of the best UK routes you can get in the game. So let's get the Pacer set up, and yes, Pacer, the rail bus. So already a good start for the route, having the Pacer. Let's pop that on, and we'll set that to neutral, and we shall unlock the doors. There we go, and we get all of these set up as well. So headlights, instrument lights are already on, heated screen, this is fancy. Cool. But yeah, for anyone who's watching on Steam who doesn't really know trains that well, the Pacer is it's basically a bus on, well, on rail wheels. But sadly doesn't run anymore. Well, sadly for enthusiasts, and I suppose good that it doesn't run for everyday commuters. Right, Ormskirk, that's where we're going. Oh, I made a bit of a hash of that. There you go, Ormskirk. Doesn't really matter about the back blinds. If you're seeing the back blind, you probably missed the train. Yeah, here it is. And yeah, you'll see how bouncy this train gets. It's very bouncy. We're going to be calling at Squires Gate, St Anne's on the Sea, Ensorn, Fairhaven, Lytham, Mosside, Kirkham and Wesham, Preston, Croston, Rufford, Bursgough Junction, and then Ormskirk. So we've got about an hour and a bit ahead of us. So it should be a fun run, hopefully. So let's get the doors shut. You don't want to get them shut 20 seconds before, so let's do that. You'll hear the guard buzz us as well. Right, let's get going. Power it up, let's go. Got the really super duper long platform here at Blackpool South. Used to be a bit more of a more important station. I mean, this is set in the 1980s, so you can sort of still see the scars left over of, well, where the railway used to go, but not anymore. I think that went up to, was it Blackpool Central, that sort of area up there? So it used to be quite important, but now I think in real life it's all just car parks now. So where the railway used to go. Sadly not anymore. Let's get a let's do a little brake test. There you go. And we are playing with the HUD off. That's just a personal preference of mine. I don't know this route really well, but I know it all right, loosely. So yeah, there's sort of there's many ways you can play, but you can play with that on, and you can see speed limits, signals, where the station is. But sort of once you learn the route, you can do that. Play it like that, which is a lot of good fun. Cool. And I suppose, yeah, maybe you've just picked up the West Coast Mainline Overshap, which is the newest route to Train Sim World. There's Blackpool Pleasure Beach over there to the right, and there is actually a roller coaster as well, with the Just Trains team sort of riding around on it, which is quite amusing. Yeah, maybe you've just picked up the West Coast Mainline Overshap and you've been enjoying that. Well, this sort of adds to that. And the West Coast Mainline Overshap is the newest Just Trains route, and that runs between Preston and Carlisle. And this route we're on now is Blackpool, Preston, Ormskirk. So it shares a common station of Preston. Love it. Cool. Right, I think Squires Gate is just after. Yeah, there it is there. After this bridge here. Start popping that down. And thanks again to Dovetail for giving us the opportunity to show off another route as part of the sales event.
We will shortly be arriving at Squires Gate.
Squires Gate. Right, here we are. Cool. And this route is in the northwest of England. Right, there's no stop markers, so you can sort of stop when we want, really. So that'll do probably here. Only 2 coaches. Yeah, this is Squires Gate. And if you did have the HUD on it, there would be like an exact point you could stop on, and it would give you extra points. But I don't really do the points. Right, let's go. There's the guard. St Anne's on the sea next. So there seems to be sort of multiple goals people have with Train Sim World. The first one is getting platinum medals on like every run. Say there is on a route. Second would be getting all the trophies for a route. Third would be completing the journey mode, and 4, I'd say, is learning a route HUDless, or learning routes HUDless. That's my sort of that's my thing I like to do with new routes, is learn them HUDless. Whereas some people want to get platinum medals for every service, I like learning them HUDless. Just because it's cool. Cool. Not so bouncy just yet, but it will become fairly bouncy. And there's a few different variants you get of this train as well. I believe this is the older version of it. Then there's also, I think is there 3? Well, there's 3 different liveries. There's like I think it's called the Skipper livery, which is like a sort of bourbon and cream type livery. And then you've got the BR Provincial livery, which is this one, which is rather nice. And then there's also the Greater Manchester Public Transport Executive livery, which is like an all orange one, which looks really good, especially in sort of this as the sun's beaming down on it. That can look quite good. And yeah, then you get the different gearboxed versions, like the old one and like a newer one. And then also on this route you get the Class 47, which is an updated Class 47. So say if you've got Northern Transpennine or West Somerset Railway, those routes with the 47. The one on this route is quite a bit different, updated. And then also on this route you get the little shunter, the class 08. For just shunting bits and pieces around Preston and Blackpool, I believe. Blackpool North. Right, St Anne's on the Sea, here we are. Which just looks like it's going to fall down. It's a very dilapidated station. Like, really is in a bad state. Actually, the whole roof's falling in, and yeah, it's yeah, look, they've fenced off the whole area there because the whole roof's just fallen. Well, this is St Anne's on the Sea. Near enough on time. And after this is Ansell and Fairhaven. Cool. They must be waiting for the Blackpool train. Oh, and again, there we go. Right, let's go. And yeah, there are announcements you can play if you, if I could pop that up, but you can click the phone there, public announcement, or if you've got a keyboard plugged in, just press G. Or if you're on PC, you would have a keyboard. And let's go. I think this next one has like a massive island platform to it, or like an X-island platform. And a cool thing about this route is, I suppose it's sort of in the name, branches. You get the main line and the branch line. So if we have a look on the map, so we started at Blackpool South, which is here. Then you've also got Blackpool North, which is sort of the main station in Blackpool, and then join up here at Kirkham and Wesham. And then there's another branch line, the Fleetwood branch, which then comes off here and goes up to some sort of industrial area up here. And then down to Preston, which is there, and it then branches off again down to Ormskirk, which is where we are going. So yeah, there's quite a bit of trackage on here. A sort of varied trackage. And generally, quality-wise, this is, well, I suppose with the West Coast Mainline overshap, they're sort of the two best UK quality routes you can get for what you get, the trains you get, and the general sort of quality of the product. Because I think this route, how was it? 18 months they worked on it, probably more than that. But I suppose as Just Trains as a third party, they don't really have sort of a proper time limit to get things done. I'm sure there is like a deadline, but there's more time. Hence the reason why the quality is at a, sort of above standard, a very good level. I can sort of see we're bouncing a bit here. As I come into Ansell and Fairhaven. Quite a few foot crossings along here. I think after this it's in Lytham. And then we then sort of turn in and sort of head up towards the main line. We'll go right down the end here. It really just is a shadow of its former self. It used to be double track, everything sort of crumbling. Sort of a bit of a sorry state. Yeah, this is Ansell and Fairhaven. And even if you sort of do start running a little bit late on this section, At Preston you usually have a few minutes, so we'd make it up. Let's go. Let's watch it leaving. Let's go under here. There it goes. Pacer. Pretty cool. There it goes. Right, so 70 at the moment, but I think it comes down. Is it 55? I think there's a 55 after Lytham. There's quite a sort of sharp corner we come round to, as we then sort of head up to join up with the main line. Then you've got a really little tiny station called Moss Side as well. Cool.
We'll shortly be arriving at Lytham.
Lytham. Which wasn't too far along, was it? A mile and a bit? So you probably could get this up to 70. Although most of the time you probably get up to about the speed we're doing now, 55, 60. Then you have to start slowing down. That's it, they're fairly sort of close-ish together. And I believe this was the first train, the Pacer was the first train in Train Sim World to have suspension. Or at least we're out on sort of a route. So yeah, pretty cool. Sort of perfect for it as well. Sort of stop what, halfway up. That would do. So the two entrances. Yeah, this is Lytham. They've even got like bus style doors as well to it. At Preston, if we have a bit of time, I'll show you all the little cool things you can do with it. Like the little extra. Oh, yeah, he just missed it. Just. About 50. Right, 2 miles to Moss Side. One of the sort of easier stations to miss. Especially if you're going the other way towards Blackpool South. Moss Side is one of those stations you've got to be quite careful with. It's like Oxenholme on the West Coast Main Line Overshap. You don't really see it until you're sort of... Well, it's better. You get a bit more visibility of it, but you don't really see it until last minute. If you're going the other way. Or not as much time to react. Cool. Let's hop back in. And quickly just going back to mentioning the West Coast Main Line Overshap. If you have the Blackpool branches route, which I believe, according to my little sheet, is 51% off. It's a weird number, isn't it? 51%. It may be different to that, but that's what I can see here. Yeah, if you get this route, the Pacer, this train then also goes on to the West Coast Main Line Overshap and does the or sort of substitutes for the 101 services. So that's quite cool. Lovely. Just going to double check that. Whilst keeping an eye out for Moss Side. Yeah, 51. Funny number. Right, so we should be coming up to Moss Side relatively soon. But we're sort of heading a bit more inland now. There's a whistle board. Or basically horn. So you get a nice bit of speed round here. Proper turning in there. Oh yeah, then we're not too far off Moss side, which is sort of near that warehouse up there. So we're start engaging the brakes. That's a lovely little branch line though. But I suppose that's the nice thing about this route. It's not just A to B. You know, we can do freight trains Fleetwood to Preston. You can go Preston up to Blackpool North, Kirkham and Wesham, I suppose, down to Blackpool South, Preston down to Ormskirk. There's just sort of a lot of different trackage you can traverse, which yeah, sort of makes it more well, just different each time. And you get the intercity services. They go to Blackpool North, so they'll be pulled by a class 47 with the Mark II coaches. And something also worth mentioning, if you own the other British Rail DLC in the game, so that being Northern Transpennine, the BR Heavy Freight Pack, the Tees Valley Line, West Cornwall Local, what else we got? West Cornwall, Tees Valley, Northern Transpennine, BR Heavy Freight Pack. Is that? Yeah, I think that's most of it. Oh, and of course now the West Coast Main Line Overshap adds to the route. That's part of the layering system. Right, let's go. Leaving Moss side. I feel like I've forgotten a route there. Oh, there is a steam rail tour, so that's probably from Spirit of Steam. So 35 at the moment for that crossing, and up to 70 again, although it does drop down. I think it's 55, a bit further up. Don't see the Blackpool Tower, sort of where we come from over there then, almost where we've come from. It's where we are now. Right, drop the hammer up to 70. Or 55, which I think it does come down to fairly soon. So we've done like a big U at the, yeah, basically a big U, a big semicircle. Now being where we are now, let's get a shot as well. Oh, that's quite nice actually. Look at that though. Beauty. Oh yeah, the Class 31 and the Class 20 DLCs for Tees Valley, they add bits and pieces to this as well, substitutions. Which is sort of the really nice thing about the backdated DLC in the game, is the fact everything sort of just substitutes and layers onto. I mean, it's almost like the German DLC. The German DLC, like all of those different trains go onto like every single German route, pretty much, apart from the backdated ones on there. But it's sort of vice versa on here, because yeah, all the modern German routes all sort of, yeah, that train can go onto that route, that train from there can go onto that route. Whereas yeah, sort of here it's vice versa. So the older backdated UK routes, that train can go there, that train from that route can go there. It's great to see. It adds to the variety. What does everyone prefer actually? Do you prefer backdated stuff or modern stuff? If you had asked me this when Train Somewhere first came out in 2018, I would have probably said modern all over. But I quite like the old stuff because it's just more variety. It's not simpler, but I don't know. Yeah, it's more variety, and it's different as well. A bygone era, a lot more in. You know, this is 1980s Britain, so you've got loads of industry still. Before all of that got killed off. Yes, there's just a lot more variety in services, a lot more freight, a lot more sort of heavy haulage, which is, you don't really get so much on modern routes. You get a bit of freight, but not dirty freight like on here. Right, speed that up, and I think it comes down to 30 and then down to 20. I could be wrong in thinking that. Oh yeah, that's the 30. A few seconds late to it, but here we are. And we've got the little shunt signal there. And it's come down to 20. Or does it not? Yeah, maybe not. I want to get that little burst of speed there when we had that 70 start again. Yeah, you got to be careful though. Got the sea cow wagons there. So they're from West Cornwall local. So we plod along. So yeah, coming up to Kirkham and Wesham, here comes an intercity service. So this one will be going up to Blackpool North. So yeah, you've got the 47 on the front with the high intensity headlight as well, and then the Mark IIs behind it. And yeah, you have got a mix of semaphore and colour light signals on this route as well. But if you're watching this and you don't really know UK signalling, don't worry, it's fairly basic. If it's a red, you stop. If it's a green, you go. If it's a yellow, get ready to stop. And semaphores are basically the same. There we are, Kirkham and Wesham. So we have got the red at the end of the platform. So we might be waiting for a service to go past, possibly. Although on these, well, actually, saying that on Just Trains routes, it's like it uses like an old style Trenton Weld thing, especially I'm not really a fan of. Yeah, see when we get time, yeah, we're now set to green. Let's get the doors shut. Right, 7.5 miles to Preston. That's like the only thing about the Just Trains routes. Like they're like 10 out of 10, perfect. But it's just the signalling on it's a bit weird, a bit sort of old school TSW. So we're skipping out Salwick. We're not stopping there. Not a lot of stops there. In fact, let's have a look at the schedule for Salwick. Now we can do that. Yeah, one more today, 16:39 and 17:17. So we get to fly straight through it. Yeah, so now sort of joining up with the main line. Then it's up to 75 miles per hour. it's been a good run so far. I haven't driven this route in a little while, but sort of thought it'd be a good opportunity to come back and do it with the Overshap route releasing. And we can speed up basically as soon as we're clear of the points. Now. So this is the fastest you're basically going to get on the route. Up to 75. Which is fast enough. And it stays at 75 until basically we come up to Preston. Yeah, the braking point is like there's a road under construction. I can't remember the number of the road. It's a B road in real life, but that's sort of your braking point. Start coming down to 35. We'll see it. Look at the bounce there. That was proper up and down. Yeah, you can really feel the sort of shaking up down here. Wouldn't it be cool if it was like a motion platform for train sim? Or if you could connect it up to a motion platform in the pace just bouncing around all over the place. That'd be great. So we'll pass through Saltwick soonish as well. Which I believe in real life still has a similar service. Not really a lot stops there. Cool. So getting the pacer up to its top speed. Absolutely hammering it in this bin. There you go, 75 miles an hour. Through Saltwick. No one's going to be waiting on the platform here. Unless they're like 4 hours early for the train. Cool. And you've got signal boxes you can go in on this route. So you can go in that one up there. Which is quite cool. Nice. So there's a little bit of industry here at Saltwick which you can do freight services into. I believe it's the 31 which goes in there with the cement wagons, which you can do. I'm curious to see what that fuse does there. Why is that the one? Let's quickly pop on the MCB. MC. What's that one there? Oh, it doesn't have one. Just curious why it's set to off. But yeah, hopefully everyone has enjoyed the video so far. Hopefully everyone, I suppose, has enjoyed the sales event. Sort of the best time of the year, isn't it, really, to get stuff, sort of as Christmas is coming. Gaming time sort of goes up. Yeah, I think the Christmas sales was the main one I used to get things on. Used to sort of pick up all the DLCs which had come out in the year but just hadn't sort of got. Yeah, I remember in the Christmas 2020 sale where I picked up basically most of the DLC from 2020. Hubstrucker Rhymer, Oakville Subdivision. What else did I get then? I think there was another route. It's the best time to get DLC though, is when it's on sale. Especially if you're not really too interested in it. So just get it on the sale and then, yeah. So here's that sort of being built road. So we'll get a bit further up, and then we'll come down to 35 miles per hour. Start popping on the brakes now. There we go. Usually a bit early to this 35. So we go over like a big bridge in a minute, and there's the sort of big spire. I mean, look how cool that is. Massive spire there. Sort of a massive landmark of Preston. Cool. And on this street you can see West Coast Mainline AI, but not the Class 87 yet. I assume Just Trains at some point might add that, where you can see the 87s going up through Preston. But at the moment it's still just the 47s. Obviously if you owned the West Coast Mainline over Shap. And down to 25 next. And shortly you'll see the juice wires appearing. Yes, joining up with the West Coast Mainline. There it is there. So that goes up to, well, doesn't on this route, but on the new one released, goes up to Lancaster, Carnforth, where else? Oxenholme, Penrith, and then Carlisle, with the Morecambe branch as well. Platform 2. Nice, 47's in there. Some workers down there. There's another pacer on the way out. Well, where's that one going? Blackpool South? Yeah, Blackpool South, that one. Well, it looked like it. And you sort of want to stop in between the stairs and subway here. Sort of where I usually aim to stop. And hopefully we'll have a couple of minutes here so I can show you some of the cool things you can do with the pacer. Well, that might be a collectible there actually. Yeah, we're due out here at 39, so we've got a couple of minutes. Is that collectible? Yeah, I suppose I haven't got that one. Well, there's the route map. So, rather cool. There's a 47. Look at that. They just sound awesome, don't they? The BR diesels. Yeah, cool little things you can do. So you've got the guard panel up here, which you can use on the West Coast Mainline over Shap. You can guard services. So you've got the signal buzzer. You can do the doors, etc. Local door. Oh, hang on. No, let's lock that. And also on the outside, you've got the little panel here, So say if you all the doors were shut, you can't actually get. In fact, let's do that. Let's be a bit naughty. Let's just lock the doors. In fact, let's use the guard panel to do that. Sorry guys, just doing a little door test. Is it gonna close? There's not another little key we need to put in, is there? Am I forgetting something here? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something? No, I don't think so. Well, because we're in active service at the moment. But I don't know. Yeah, if we come on the outside here. Oh yeah, we can close it there. Yeah, you can. It's like on buses where you've got the little panel on the outside. So if that you can't open it just from like that. Even if we click that, it doesn't open. So you've got to open up the little panel here, and you can then open the doors up, etc. Which is rather cool. Little play around with it. Let's do it again. So yeah, quite cool. But let's get it open, and then lock it with your T key. Cool. I'm not sure why the panel wasn't working there. Oh, hang on. Is it? Yeah, it might be that. Yeah, hang on. If we do that now. There we go. Now you can do it like that. Oh yeah, local open. Should do that one first. So yeah, it's quite cool. So just remember to put that little one in there. Forgot about that one. Let's just do it again because it's cool. There we go. So you'd open your local door first. Come out, check all clear, and then do your other doors. Should then open up. And then when you get the time, you'd buzz the driver up and be like, "Wait, we're going." So yeah, there's your little panel there. So quite cool. Let's just sit back down. Get the armrest down as well. Love a good armrest. There's your information screens as well. Right, we got the signal. Let's do that. Cool, right. Let's go. So yeah, Preston's sort of the main centrepiece of the route. I think we can all admit it is a pretty nice looking station. So our next stop isn't actually, well, it's an X station, but we have to stop at Mitch Hall, as there's a token exchange we have to do there, which is nothing fancy, but it's just sort of, it's what you'd have to do in real life. You've got to stop there and yeah, take a token from the signaller, which just sort of allows you onto that line, and if you don't stop, you'll go through a red light, so you've got to stop to sort of clear the objective. So we run down the main line just for a little bit, about what, half a mile. Oh, there's a 20 in there. I think that's actually part of the rail tour service, which goes up to Kirkham Tip, and I think it also goes up to Fleetwood as well, or sort of up that way. That's cool. Always nice to see the little wad train on here. I wonder what Just trains are really exciting. I wonder what they will do next. They've done Blackpool branches this route. The West Coast Main Line overshot 90 miles up to Carlisle. I wonder if next they'll go south. I think the next place would be... Well, if you go 90 miles south, I think it takes you to sort of Wolverhampton area. So I wonder if they'd maybe go south next. Don't know, really looking forward to see what Just Trains do next. Jenny, have a look at Just Trains and all that. It's exciting. There's a 47. So that probably would be an 87, but yeah, at the moment we can't see the 87s on here. And I think one of these junctions is a spring junction. It's this one. Oh, no, that's the next one, I think. I think it's the next one. Cool. So again, going on to another branch line. Although really, well, it's a branch line, but this actually goes all the way down to... Well, it joins up with the Merseyrail network at Ormskirk. So it does actually continue all the way down into, I suppose, Liverpool. Yeah, Spring Point, that's the one. And I think that there's the line up towards Blackburn. What's that called? The Calder Valley line? But yeah, that goes somewhere else. That one. Is it that one? Yeah, it goes up and over. Cool, along we go. Go up to 30. I think it's up to 60 or so in a bit. And we don't see the speed board shortly, we'll go up to 60. Pretty certain that is the speed limit. May have missed it when we looked at the map. Obviously all the ex-sleepers there from well, so yeah, it used to be double track and they ripped it all up. But we'll speed up now. I think we missed the board. Oh no, here it is here. 70. Oh, that's even better then. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was 60 there. Maybe we must have missed the board. We're up to 70. I think when we looked on the map, we went past it. So quite hard to see the speed boards on these 80s routes. These are the stencil boards, sort of the old style ones, which at night time you basically don't see, and at certain times of day they're just hard to see as well. Hence the reason why most of them are now replaced nowadays. Sort of flat landscape. Whistle Road. So I think if we do this straight, we turn to the left a bit, then there's another straight, and on there's Mitch Hall. Well, we've got to stop, have a word with the signaller, and take the token. Which you don't actually physically take it, you just stop there and then it allows you to go. That would be quite cool though, if you actually had to, like, if the signal like held something, you had to click, I know, X to take it. down here. Has anyone been on this route in real life? Maybe you even went on it in 1986. So how does it compare? Cool. Loads of crossings though. There's the red. So it should clear us through that, but then we have to go nice and slowly up to the signaller. You must get very cold standing there 24/7. There he is. The old boy in Mitch Hall. Funny that Mitch Hall. So we'll go up alongside and open the window and just pretend we're taking the token. Alright mate, you got a token. Looks pleased, doesn't he? Alright, cheers mate. Right, there you go, and now it should then the game, yeah, now it tells us to go to Preston. So you've just got to stop there, take the token. We'll just stop there, and then now we're off again. So onwards to Preston, which is a little station. For a minute I thought that was a solar farm there. I was like, what? Big greenhouse. Let's speed back up again. And yeah, this part of the line is very straight. It just straight down to Ormskirk. And what is it? Yeah, Preston, Rufford, Bursgough Junction, and then hang on. Oh god, is Rufford before? No, that's Bursgough Junction. I think that's the last one, and then Ormskirk. I think. Along we go. Always fun playing this route though. Always good to come back to it. So we know when we're coming up to Preston, as the line sort of kinks a little bit in. As it used to be double on the platforms on the left side, so we sort of come across a bit. Well, that's not too much further. And it is one sort of fairly easy to miss. I think it's at that next bridge there, I think. Kill the power or kill the engine. And then we shall start thinking about slowing down. Pretty soon, yeah, it is where that bridge is there. So slowly but surely bring it down, just sort of step one brakes for now. Cool. Lovely. What's everyone's favourite, yeah, what's everyone's favourite UK DLC? That's a good question. Yeah, what's everyone's favourite? In fact, no. Let me rephrase that. What's your favourite backdated UK route in Train Sim World? Let's get a bit of a gauge in the comments to see what the favourite one is. for me, personally... I'll just quickly do the announcement. Preston. I think there's a stop marker here as well. Favourite British rail or backdated UK route. Let's quickly just stop here first. See, I want to say West Coast Main Line Overshap, but then it's sort of unfair because that's still new. So in my head, it's like still shiny, it's still new. So it's a couple of weeks still, and then I can judge that. Well, that probably would be that. So there's some good ones. Northern Transpennine, that's an old route, but it's a good route. Let's get the door shut. Tees Valley is another really good route, heavy freight. The 101, 37, the 31 and the 20 if you get them as well. And then West Cornwall Local is a fairly scenic drive, but not the most exciting drive. Which West Cornwall Local is the Cornish main line between Penzance and St Austell of the St Ives branch. It's a scenic drive, but just not that exciting. Personally, that's what I find it. Shall we? Yeah, let's count Spirit of Steam and Peak Forest as well. Yeah, they're backdated, of course. But I think out of all of them, see, I want to say West Coast Main Line Overshap, but it's still new. So it's like, I'm gonna sort of be thinking that because it's new and shiny. But I generally think it probably would be that because it's the 87. The 87, 90 miles through the Lake District. Oh, not Buzz. But I think if we don't count the West Coast Main Line Overshap, it probably would be this route. Because the Pacer. It's the Pacer. But then out of sort of the, I suppose, if we take away the Just Trains DLC, Blackpool branches and West Coast Main Line Overshap, I'd say my favourite one is most likely Northern Transpennine. Yeah. If we take away the JT DLC, favourite, yeah, probably would be Northern Transpennine. Because you've got the 45 on there, which is a right beast. Okay. So back up to 70. Rifford's got a passing loop. Well, it's got 2 platforms. And I believe it's 15 miles an hour into the... Well, no, when we're coming up to it, as you get the sort of warning signal. As we may pass another train there. Let's get a nice little flyby shot. This time we're watching from here. Absolutely flying. Yes, there's your warning semaphore signal, distance signal. So shortly be coming into Rufford. Because I don't think there's really a lot here.
The next station is Rufford.
Rufford. Anyway, I think it's actually before you go over the bridge, it's down to 15 actually, so let's get the brakes on a bit more. It's like a little sort of, what, river or canal or flood sort of ditch, bridge beforehand. I think the speed comes down as you go over that. Oh, there it is there, yeah, 15. There's even a foot crossing there as well. Love a semaphore signal. Let's hit go down in a minute. Come on, go down. There we go. I don't think there is any other train, or doesn't seem like it yet. So we may be the only one on the line. So what are they over there then, those hills? Was that the Pennines? No, it's not the Pennines, is it? Or is it? Yeah, what are they over there? So you've got the Lake Districts, you know, up Lancaster way, but what are those hills over there? Or is it sort of the northern tip of the Pennines? Yeah, never been up this way. I'm right down on the south coast, so the South Downs are my sort of big hills, which, as opposed to those ones over there, probably aren't that big. You always lose time here. Like we left Preston on time, then you just sort of lose time. So we're now 3 minutes late. It's like, ow, how are we 3 minutes late? Right, Bursgough Junction next. Where's he going? Where are you off to? Maybe just watching the trains, maybe. Well, back up to 15, then up to 70 once we're back on clear of the points. Cool. I'm going to Google. I want to find out what those hills are now. Let's go on to Google Maps. What are those hills? Are they the Pennines? What are we looking at there? Let's speed it up. So we're Preston way, are they? Must be part of the Pennines. Oh no, they're over there. What could be? Yeah, I'm assuming what we're looking at are the hills. Was that Horridge, Chorley way? Must be over there. Smith Hills? No. What are those hills called? Or is it part of the no, Pennines? Not sure. Quite possibly though. Anyway, let's speed up. Bursgough Junction. We know when we're coming up to that as we cross over the line to, as it goes, Stockport, I think. So we'll cross over that. And then basically start slowing down after that. Nice little canal there. Yeah, I like the track clutter you get on here though. Like seeing the the leftover rails within the forefoot, or sort of in between the in the track. There's a bit more lifting. Flying along again. Nothing stopping us. Now this, I think, yeah, we're going up here. I think this is where we cross over the other line. So obviously we're climbing up a bit. Yeah, this will be where we join up with the other line, or where it would have joined up. So I think there used to be a curve off to the right here, or somewhere here. You could, yeah, hang on, there. Yeah, there's the old line which joined up. And I think there's also another spur on the other side. Yeah, you can see where it used to join up. So there's the line off to, I believe, yeah, Stockport. And you can see it's been cut, but that's where it would have joined up. So this is Bursgough Junction, and Bursgough Junction Station. This is just there as well. Yeah? Yeah, there it is. Cool. Here we are. And we'll sort of stop here. Yeah, that'll do. There's another collectible we haven't got there. How have we not got these collectibles? Well, we're going to get that actually. Hang on, I did click to open the doors. Yeah, they are open. Oh, that's weird. No, unless it thinks because we've activated the guard panel or something. Hang on, let's door fault. Let's hang on. See, door normal. There we go. I think because we isolated it. That should now open up. There we go. Now we get them shut. Right, 2.5 miles to our last stop of Ormskirk. Which is where we meet the third rail of Merseyrail. Yeah, hopefully everyone has enjoyed the journey. It's one of those sort of longish journeys, but it doesn't feel like a long journey. Like it's been an hour, over an hour already, but it only feels like we've been doing like half hour. Like it doesn't really feel like you're going that far, but then it's been over an hour. I don't know, I can't remember how many miles it is, we'll have to check. 37 maybe? 36 miles, I guess. No, it can't be 36, that's too much. No, that's way too much. Maybe 20 miles. No, we've probably done more than 20. 25 miles? Oh, actually, yeah, I'm interested to see how many miles we've done. Can't remember how much it is from Blackpool South to Ormskirk. Probably, I'm going to guess it's probably in the 20s. Yeah, not too far off. And yeah, seeing her even down this end of the route looks good. Why do I think the speed limit comes to 60? I think it comes to 60 before Ormskirk, and then it's like 15 into the platform. And this will probably then go back to Blackpool South. Although occasionally you do get some which do terminate at Preston. I think that's more peak time and sort of the end of the day or start of the day. Yeah, 60. There's one of our AWS's. There's a little distant warning there. Cool. some trains can, I think some services do actually go through here. Like, I think some of the light loco moves, some of them will continue past Ormskirk. But of course we terminate, so.
The next stop is Ormskirk, where this train terminates.
Cool. Lovely. Coming into sort of the terminating platform, but you can't see the track on the other side. It's quite funny really, the way you've sort of got the buffer stop, but it's sort of split in two, the platform. You've got the old platform over there as well. Beyond that is we can see third rail. Which Merseyrail would be cool. That will do. Doesn't really matter on this platform where you go. Right, there we go. Set the tails. And you can see you've got the yeah, third rail here for Merseyrail, which is quite cool. Yeah, trains to Liverpool, as it says. Cool. And yeah, you don't want to go straight all the way up to the buffer on here. I think the game actually wants you to stop like here, a bit further back, but that'll do. Yeah, we'll see how far we've driven. If it wants to, the bar's going up a bit slowly, isn't it? But hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Thanks to Dovetail for having us on the sales event. Always much appreciated and great to show off this route, which is superb. Right, is the door loading thing? Come on. Waiting for it to tell us to close the doors. You're going a bit slow, come on. Right. Now. There we go. Let's see. That was... Oh, I did say 36 miles originally. 35 miles. Not too bad at all. But yeah, that's it for me. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed it. I'm sure there'll be another ambassador or Dovetail perhaps on after this, so do stick around. Apart from that, thanks all for watching. I've been the British Ace. What is there to say about me? Not too much really, apart from do plenty of train sim world, OMSI 2, and if you're ever on a train in the south coast of England, you might get me, come and check your ticket possibly. Apart from that, see you all and take care. Bye guys.